We now present The Adventures of Marco Polo. Toktai arrived at the city of Zaitun, and he informed Marco Polo that Kubla Khan was most displeased, owing to the fact that Marco Polo had injured King Pentan's messenger. The next day, Kubla Khan arrived at Zaitun. He refused to speak with Marco Polo, but he decreed that Marco should fight a duel with King.
Kinsey upon me.
Why, this is astounding. You seem to change your mind very rapidly, Pentan. I have come here to attend a wedding.
There shall be a wedding. I will marry Kinsey on the morrow, if you will be gracious enough to give your consent.
Does she love you?
It seems that she loves me very dearly, but she does not love Marco Polo.
Oh, well, at one time she loved Marco Polo, but women are very changeable. Well, now, Marco Polo, you can take your